Bing bong and welcome back to our 4th annual Creation ModCon. We are back for another show to celebrate an exciting year of Skyrim modding. We can't wait to share all of the exciting work and progress of the smorgasbord of projects we have over the next 2 days. And I'm even more excited to welcome back our favourite Aussie augur of alliteration, Scott from Fudge Muppet.
Thanks, Captain Stu. I enjoyed so much of the merriment of modding from last year's show, I thought why not return for a bit more mirth.
Cheers, Scott, and we also want to send many loves and hugs to the Hibernian hunk of hilarity, Mickey D, who sadly can't be with us this year, but hopefully will be returning to the fold for next year's ModCon. We miss you, Mickey. See you soon. So, without further ado, Scott, would you mind helping me have a look at what to expect in today's show?
It would be my pleasure, Captain Stu.
Thank you, kind sir. So we begin day 1 of Creation ModCon in the jolly old land of Morrowind, as the Beyond Skyrim team gives us a wee update on their progress over the last year. I'll be helping myself to a bottle of Maztay for that one.
And following that is a short trip across the sea and an expedition east to Esroniet for all the latest news from Black Harbour, as the Esroniet team give us an update of all their work in the last year after making a very impressive debut at last year's show.
Then it's back in the boat for a chilly trip north to the icy forgotten land of Atmora, as the Beyond Skyrim team once again reveal some of the Lost Continent's mysteries.
After that, we return to the warm climates of the Heartlands and stay with the Beyond Skyrim project as they show us even more of Cyrodiil after a year of exciting progress and reveals.
Then we return north to the forbidden realm of necromantic arts with the oh-so-creepy Olenveld gang.
Then we return to the Beyond Skyrim team and the marsh-laden realms of Argonia, where we hope to get some scale of their development since our last insight.
Then we go west to the tropic terrains of the Starfall Bay, with the Beyond Skyrim folks and their Iliac Bay team. I better grab my sunscreen first.
You won't be needing that sunscreen long, Captain Stu, as we head north to the icy isle of Roscrea for our last dalliance with the Beyond Skyrim team on day 1, for what I'm sure will prove to be a spooky spectacle. And finally for day 1, the Skyblivion team take us back to Cyrodiil and the Third Era for what will be the thrilling climax to the first day of Creation ModCon 2024.
By Dagoth Ur's loincloth. Looks like an exciting start to this year's festivities.
As always, Captain Stu, a startling summary.
Why, thank you, Scott. And with that, let Creation ModCon 2024 commence.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Beyond Skyrim Morrowind Showcase for ModCon 2024. Over the past year, our whole team has been hard at work on our pre-release, The New North, and today, we'd like to share a few details on exactly what will be included in the mod. Before we begin, a disclaimer. While the majority of the New North's content is largely set in stone, everything you're about to see is still subject to change, and the stats we disclose here may not line up exactly with the final version of the mod. With that being said, allow us to present the New North in numbers. Let's begin with just how big, in the physical sense, the New North is. As you probably know by now, the New North comprises the islands to the north of Vardenfell, stretching all the way back to the Skyrim border. Including water, this gives you about 720 cells of playable area, or roughly the size of Whiterun Hold. Counting only the walkable land, this area would translate to around the size of Eastmarch. And this is just the surface. There are also interior cells, dungeons, and quest zones separate from the main playable area. Scattered throughout this landscape, you'll find a great number of points of interest in a variety of different styles. Just like in vanilla Skyrim, caves are the most numerous of these, with 9 in the New North in total. Ancestral tombs, however, are the most common dungeon type unique to Morrowind, and as such, the New North contains 8. Closely following this are our Dwemer ruins, with a count of 6, as well as 4 Nordic barrows similar to those present in Skyrim. Finally, we have a number of smaller dungeons, including 4 of our newest set, the Velothi Towers, and 1 Quama egg mine. Not all locations are traditional dungeons, though. Adding to this list, we have many more places that are based in the exterior world. Among those are 7 Reaver settlements, including both small camps and large strongholds, 5 shipwrecks, and 3 Daedric ruins, which will not include interiors in the pre-release, though the set will have them eventually. This all adds up to 32 full dungeons, plus 15 exterior locations for a grand total of 47 places to explore in the New North. Note that this list does not include minor points of interest or certain quest-specific locations. We'd like to leave you with some things to discover on your own. And speaking of things that are quest-specific, let's talk about some of the ways you'll interact with the region and the characters who populate it. There are 2 major quest hubs in the New North, Bal Saerma on Bleak Rock Isle, and Dagon Fell and Shia Gorad. Across those 2 towns, as well as dotted through the wilderness, you'll find 72 unique NPCs, played by a spread of 33 voice types, many of whom will grant or be involved heavily in quests. The New North will have a main quest, and though we aren't yet ready to release details about it, we wouldn't want to spoil anything for you, we can say that it consists of 5 major quests and 2 minor ones, for a total of 7 in the quest chain as a whole. In addition to this, the New North will have 6 full side quests, many of which contain branching options or significant choices. There are also 11 miscellaneous tasks to undertake, and while Skyrim's approach to these minor objectives often amounted to basic fetch quests, we can safely say that all of the ones present in the mod will have a great deal more depth than that. Rounding it out, we will have 3 Radiant quest types to fill out your journal, which brings us to a grand total of 27 individual quests in the New North. Of course, no mod of this size would be complete without companions to join you on your travels. In the New North, you'll be able to unlock 2 unique followers by completing some of the aforementioned quests, though we aren't going to reveal which. And in your travels, whether that be alone or with one of these followers, you may come across several of our 14 discrete random encounters, some of which may occur multiple times, and some that you may only ever see once. to cap it all off, the New North wouldn't be complete without a full soundtrack to accompany it. With you on your travels across the Isles will be a whopping 31 exploration tracks, as well as 9 dungeon tracks to lend an atmospheric touch. When facing the many enemies of the New North, you'll have 6 combat tracks to heighten the moment, as well as 9 reserved for bosses and more high-stakes encounters. And at the other end of the spectrum, you may find yourself relaxing to one of our many tavern tracks during some downtime in Olenveld. Of course, numbers can only say so much, and we aim for the New North to be much more than simply the sum of all its parts. That said, we hope this breakdown gives you a fair idea of what to expect from the pre-release. Our whole team is working hard towards its completion, and we are as excited to finish it as we're sure you will be to finally play it. Thank you for all your patience and support over the years, and thank you for joining us for ModCon 2024.
Are you interested in learning to mod? Do you wish there was a place that could teach you skills like creation kit implementation, game writing, 3D, or sound design? The Arcane University is open for your creative journey. We're a public Discord server open for anyone to learn. Our teachers come from our partner projects and will train you to reach a level of competency to join one of our teams. The road will not always be easy, but we have a complete progression system for every department to help you master your craft with special assignments, and even a test claim board where you can take a shot at real project claims free of pressure. We also have live lecture events just about every month, which are then uploaded to our YouTube channel. So, what are you waiting for? Take the next step in your creative journey and join our community today.
Hello, bonjour, willkommen, konnichiwa, hola, privyet, and welcome back to you all for yet another Creation ModCon. We are 4 years old now. I mean, Karis, can you believe it?
4 years? I remember when we were just a baby ModCon, all sugar and spice and everything nice. Now we're all grown up.
And talking of spice, our next segment sees us returning to the Spice Isle, with the returning Esroniet team with yet another look at their project after last year's exciting first appearance at Creation ModCon. Over to you guys.
First era, the edge of Low Point, Cyrodiil. Carved around the edge of burning cinders, Cyrodiil was a mighty fortress. This large foothold on the Esroniet archipelago, built from igneous stone and carved slate. Though perhaps it wasn't only the strength of its defenses that would seize wonders, but the strength of its protectors. My ancestors remember these protectors as the Seichi, a serpentine people bound from the east. They arrived to our land in great haste, quickly constructing this fortress as if from thin air. Their goals on our land were not to settle, but for more devious purposes. My land was being exploited by the Seichi, ripped of its natural beauty to fulfill their purposes. Every day their occupation was met with a further silent chill in the air. Our great archipelago was a puppet to their experiments, which were to create evil creatures as if sent from the deep tides. These abominations were a piece taken from my people, and they could not be allowed to roam my land. Neither could their creators. We as an Esri people had to make a stand for our land. Saturnium and steel in hand, we began a mighty revolution against the Seichi. For about a year we did defend Esroniet, and the light at the end of the tunnel was a great triumph. As the beautiful Low Point Have flew above my people's heads, the Seichi stood down with honor. Their experiments were put to a halt, and for their lives they gave us Cyrodiil. which in time, with my people's influence, would rebrand to the city of Black Harbor. The fortress provided us with everything we needed to make a great city like no other. Formidable shelter, means of producing food for the masses, and most importantly, pride. Pride that we had overthrown our occupiers and cast them from our home. As time went on, the towering walls casting an imperious shadow were reused and repurposed. The black stones became our homes, stores and temples to praise our gods. In almost no time at all, Black Harbor became a symbol of our independence, strength, and resourcefulness. The city's expanses grew wider, and we thrived thanks to the gifts of the harbor. However, our age of peace and prosperity wasn't fated to last forever. Years since we cast off one overlord in the Seychi, the Empire arrived to conquer us just the same. Their silver horse crashed into our shores and immediately began burning our home to the ground. We fought long and hard, and even won some battles. But then the main force arrived, with the Imperial ruler himself, Uriah V. Under his iron-fisted command, our brave defenders fell and we were overcome by the sheer weight of our Imperial war machine. With our defeat by Uriah V, we were shackled under yet another lord, just as serpentine and heart as the last. Despite this new shackle placed around our necks, we still grew under the Imperial's thumb, and Black Harbor became a home of diversity and commerce. The markets grew busier with Tamrielic goods, and the harbor grew full of merchant ships. Even if the Imperial dragon flies on our streets, Black Harbor is still my home. Its alleys shelter me, its people raised me, and the very land made me who I am.
Are you interested in learning to mod? Do you wish there was a place that could teach you skills like creation kit implementation, game writing, 3D, or sound design? The Arcane University is open for your creative journey. We're a public Discord server open for anyone to learn. Our teachers come from our partner projects and will train you to reach a level of competency to join one of our teams. The road will not always be easy, but we have a complete progression system for every department to help you master your craft with special assignments and even a test claim board where you can take a shot at real project claims free of pressure. We also have live lecture events just about every month, which are then uploaded to our YouTube channel. So, what are you waiting for? Take the next step in your creative journey and join our community today.
Hi folks, UCM here, and another great show from the Esroniet team after their debut at last year's Creation ModCon. And it's my great pleasure to introduce another debut. We've added another very talented MC this year, so everybody please welcome Renara Hawk to the team.
Hey everyone! After 4 years of doing various fun things for ModCon such as voice acting, appearing on panels, and being a judge for several competitions, it's really...
Post-era. The Edge of Low.
Hi folks, UCM here, and another great show from the Esroniet team after their debut at last year's Creation ModCon. And it's my great pleasure to introduce another debut. We've added another very talented MC this year, so everybody please welcome Renara Hawk to the team.
Hey everyone! After 4 years of doing various fun things for ModCon such as voice acting, appearing on panels, and being a judge for several competitions, It's really cool to be a fully fledged member of the MC team.
And things are about to get cooler, Renara, as our next voyage is to the wintry wastes of Atmora, as the Beyond Skyrim team show us all some more of Atmora's snowy secrets.
The skies are obscured by the thin threads of frost, and frozen are the clouds and winds. What once stood tall and proud has collapsed, crumbled, and broken. Dark secrets lie within, in the halls of kings and heroes, their warbands drawing aberrant breath. Atmora is a land of mystery and of peril, obscured by thousands of years of history. Perhaps it is time to venture north and to see what awaits. In this video, the wheel shall once again turn before it breaks, and we will offer a thorough peek behind the curtains. We wish to give an insight into our progress and our current plans, as we understand that Atmora has always been rather secretive about the actual content it will introduce to the world of Beyond Skyrim. The charts and lists shown in this video may be subject to change, as a lot of our development details are rough estimates at this stage. The precise amount of required assets or quests may change considerably as development progresses. Before we begin, there are some things that we wish to address. Atmora has historically always been one of the smaller teams under the Beyond Skyrim umbrella. Of our active members and developers, many are working on multiple projects. In addition to a change in direction and leadership at the end of 2022, the Atmora of today is indistinguishable from the project known as Atmora Calling. Therefore, a large number of assets and world building that has been done before 2022 had to be reconsidered, as the team felt like it no longer represented the Atmora that is being developed. This was done over the course of 2023, where a general cleanup was being conducted. During 2023, the team looked inwards and made changes not only to our workflows, but also in our approach to development. Things have gotten more open, and we welcome our developers to weigh in and discuss and give feedback on all the work being produced, whereas previously, the departments worked largely independently of one another. This is no longer the case. We felt this cleanup was necessary, as there was little maintenance done before, and documentation and spreadsheets were vastly outdated. After completing the cleanup earlier this year, we are now able to resume development fully. At the time of writing this script, development focuses on concept art and writing, as we feel that it is of utmost importance to get a good feel for what Atmora will look and feel like. With the dust of the cleanup now settled, we've been able to make great progress, which we wish to show off. The playable space of Beyond Skyrim, Expedition to Atmora, will feature 4 main regions: Sudfik, the Blazing Bay; Fodalgrim, Forest Lord's Domain; Jarvidr, the Plains of Beasts; and Nordgar, the Tomb of Gods and Kings. The city of Ylkrvik, as well as the expedition camp, are seen as subsections. This video will focus on the recent developments and short-term goals, as we will showcase our plans for the regions of Sudfik, Ylkrvik, and Fodalgrim. With 9 side quests and 6 miscellaneous tasks planned, Sudfik is the largest region of Atmora, especially since Ylkrvik and the expedition camp do not count towards this number. All side quests have at least completed the first draft and are currently under review by the writing department. Work on the miscellaneous tasks has, at time of writing, just started. Sudfik is planned to be the home of 14 dungeons over the course of a whopping 1,783 exterior cells. While this number seems incredibly large, it will help us convey a feeling of larger than life. Atmora is vast, full of secrets and riches, but dangers and death lurk behind every corner. The size lends itself to exploration, as we hope to fill it with many curiosities, often unmarked, for the player to discover. For the interior cells, we are looking at a current estimate of 41 interior cells for those 14 dungeons. The most prominent feature of Sudfik will be its closeness to the Sea of Ghosts, or Haugoth in the Atmoran tongue, an ocean cursed with treachery and doom. It's said that those that drown in it are eternally bound to walk on the ocean's floor, never knowing the warmth of the sun or the taste of fresh air ever again. Where shore turns to inland, Sudfik is overshadowed by Lethjokul, the Laughing Glacier, a large and impassable mass of ice, said to be the frozen corpse of a forgotten god. At time of writing, Sudfik has been the priority and current focus of our narrative team, and we were able to continue work on the backstory of the many ruins scattered across the coast. Sudfik's themes and stories, which you may explore in quests or as part of world encounters, center on the fates of the many cults and clans that inhabited this region. You will learn of the divine duties that the Atmorans honored, and what happened when old traditions were broken by the cataclysm of Ylgrfik's wrath. Next to Sudfik lies sacred Ylgrfik, now reduced to ruins. Entering Ylgrfik is a death sentence to most, but should you prevail as you make your way across the ruins of this city both above and below the ground, you will be able to retrieve powerful artifacts and magical boons. As Ylgrfik will be the largest ruin found in the playable space of Atmora, it will require a large amount of new assets. While a majority of those will be unique to the city, a considerable amount of them will be used for other ruins as well, like the interior temple kit and a large number of fortifications and statues. Atmora initially planned to use a vanilla Nordic tile set for many of its structures, but as the bar of other projects has been raised, we thought it important to make this continent stand out in a unique and memorable way. Therefore, we've made the city of Ylgrfik a priority for our concept artists. While they are free to tackle any workload they wish, a focus on the architecture of Ylgrfik allows us to both plan the Star of the South, as well as the many great temples found all across Atmora. Find your way east through this laughing glacier, though, and you may enter the domain of the Lord of the Forest, known as Forelgrim, the Ice Woods. Here, Ysgramor was deceived by the Woodland Man, and his faithful servants ambush any that dare travel through this treacherous area. With a total size of 1,263 cells, Forelgrim will be home to 8 side quests and 5 miscellaneous tasks. 7 of those side quests have had their first draft written and are now awaiting another review. Once side quests have been finalized, we hope to populate the region with world encounters and smaller tasks that reach deep into Atmora's roots. Forelgrim will feature 5 dungeons, including a mega dungeon known as Undirholt, a labyrinth of roots and decay that takes up 6 of the 14 interior cells we have planned for the area. Those that follow Atmora for a longer time may remember Forelgrim from the Creation ModCon 2021, where we showed off the overworld of this gruesome forest. Among the many environmental assets that need to be created, the many trees of Forelgrim have been a focus for our concept artists. The swampy area that you may be familiar with will be turned into a truly haunted forest, where one might get lost amidst the many dangers. In addition to the architecture of Ylgrfik, the strange flora of Forelgrim has also become a priority for our art team. As we move further away from the depiction of a swamp and more towards a haunted forest, the trees and bushes we developed for Forelgrim can also be used for the other regions. As Atmora means elderwood, we feel like there should be a focus on these assets to make the landscape believable and to distinguish it from the endless ice of Skyrim's northern holds. With all that being said, we hope to have been able to give you all a better grasp of the scale and size of Atmora. We are not a small project the size of Solstheim. Atmora is vast and large. The main quest, Facing Frozen Skies, will see the player exploring and ultimately mastering the secrets of the ancient continent. You will be able to learn about the history of Atmora and make use of ancient and powerful magic to fight that which stands in your way. We know that we have a long way to go, and that is why we always welcome more help. If you are interested in aiding us, consider applying under beyondskyrim.org/join, or head to Arcane University to learn more about modding. Thank you all for watching, and we hope that you will continue to enjoy Creation ModCon.
Are you interested in learning to mod? Do you wish there was a place that could teach you skills like creation kit implementation, game writing, 3D, or sound design? The Arcane University is open for your creative journey. We're a public Discord server open for anyone to learn. Our teachers come from our partner projects and will train you to reach a level of competency to join one of our teams. The road will not always be easy, but we have a complete progression system for every department to help you master your craft with special assignments and even a test claim board where you can take a shot at real project claims free of pressure. We also have live lecture events just about every month, which are then uploaded to our YouTube channel. So, what are you waiting for? Take the next step in your creative journey and join our community today.
Hi everyone, Arcane Impact, back again for another year of Creation ModCon. And those Atmora showcases get spookier every year. I've got a chill running down my spine. How about you, Captain Stu?
Yikes! You're telling me? That show was no joke. My heart is beating so fast, it might jump out my chest and land on the floor.
And from your heart landing on the floor, we head to the Heartlands for more, as we welcome back the Beyond Skyrim team Cyrodiil project. In a year where they have already shown us so much through their regular releases of the Black Horse Courier, we can't wait to see what they will show us next. Enjoy!
The Lord Stendar is Empire. He is the one who commands and suffers men to read. His is the mercy that forgives us for our transgressions and bids us to show compassion to our people. But he is also the justice of the divines. He who teaches us to strike out at evil wherever it may take root. As the god of well-earned luck, Stendar helps us to help ourselves. He teaches us the value of independence and allows us to be the masters of our own fate. For this, he is often maligned as the apologist of men. But this is his virtue. The Dominion disfavors him because he is the divine who gives us the power to fight back. Why should we be meek? Why should we allow anyone but the divines themselves to command us? They have taken Talos from us. Who is to say they will not take Stendar next? Our Lord bids us to rise, my fellow citizens. Rise and suffer no evil in our midst. Praise Stendar!
Don't believe the lies these priests are peddling. I lost my best friend to their brainwashing.
Stendar saved my life after the war. These priests took us in, a pair of ruined old veterans. And all Akhtar can do is complain. Don't pay him any mind.
The Vigilance. They besmirch Stendar's name with their misdeeds. Perhaps, if you're willing to help me, we could try to sabotage them. Knock them down a peg.
If you wish to join the Vigil, you must prove yourself worthy. We do not accept failure. Stendar's eyes are upon you. Do his bidding, uphold his virtues, and you will be rewarded. Fail, and you will leave this place in shame.
The Lord Stendar welcomes you to the Beyond Skyrim Cyrodiil showcase for the Creation ModCon 2024. Our focus for today is on the vigilance of Stendar. This is Penitent's Rock, the main headquarters for the Vigil of Stendar, and their largest base anywhere in Tamriel. Early in the design process for the city of Coral, whose patron deity is Stendar, a common topic of discussion was the potential inclusion of a Hall of the Vigilant somewhere near the city. We knew from Skyrim that different chapters of the Vigil have their own halls in various locations across Tamriel, but the details were sparse, so we went about filling in the gaps ourselves. In our lore, the Cyrodiil chapter is the largest and most powerful, so Penitent's Rock needed to reflect that in all aspects of its design. Not only will we see plenty of normal vigilance here, training, studying, and relaxing between missions, but also a new rank of vigilant, the Lord Keeper. Although the Cyrodiil chapter has its own keeper, who we'll meet in a moment, the Lord Keeper is responsible for communicating with and coordinating all of the Vigil's chapters across Tamriel. Once we had chosen a suitable location for our Vigil Hall, we began to plan our content properly. What kind of content, you ask? We had the same question. A simple side quest? a neutral faction with some radiant content, a small settlement with room for multiple types of content. In the end, we felt that joining the Vigil was a fairly important player fantasy for lots of fans, and that making a properly joinable faction was worth the effort. The Vigil of Stendarr is not a guild questline, but it is a fully fledged miscellaneous faction, similar in aspect to the Bard's College from Skyrim, but much larger in scope. Our playthrough character here has already gone through the initiation, but be prepared. Joining the Vigil won't be as simple as chatting to its leader and swearing an oath. This faction will need you to prove yourself before you can become a member. For those who like specifics, the full breakdown of Vigilance content can be seen here. The mini-quest line includes 4 full-length quests, in which the Vigil struggles with some internal squabbles during their search for a mysterious artifact. In addition to this, we have 8 Radiant quests, which provide repeatable content for players who just can't get enough of the monster-hunting, Daedra-killing fantasy. As you can see, not all the Radiant quests involve killing monsters and clearing dungeons. You might be called upon to donate to the poor in the name of Stendarr, the god of charity, or replenish the Vigil's supplies by crafting some silver weapons with your smithing skill. We really wanted to expand on what Skyrim's Radiant system can do, so that climbing the ranks of this faction feels rewarding and interesting, not just checking off boxes in your questlog. Rising through the ranks of the Vigil isn't just about glory. Turning the Vigil into a joinable faction has allowed us to integrate it more closely with our tentpole questline, the Seat of Sundered Kings. As you journey through Cyrodiil, you'll gather many allies and friends, from province-spanning guilds to hermit battle mages and popular newspapers. The Vigil is just one of those many allies who can be recruited to your cause when it becomes time to crown a new emperor. In the Seat of Sundered Kings, players play a game of espionage and politics to build up support for their chosen candidate in the race to succeed Titus Mede II. The Vigilants will be willing to support a candidate who protects the religious interests of the Empire and harkens back to a safer, more glorious era before the Oblivion Crisis. More on who that might be at another time. But that's not all. Another, far more tangible reward awaits the faithful of Stendarr at the end of this journey. The Hammer of Stendarr, the holy weapon of the God of Justice. What will it take to wield such a thing? After all, not just anyone can be worthy of this weapon. As you can see, this hammer is a mighty weapon indeed, capable of striking fear into even the most evil of Stendarr's enemies. Stendarr is not only the god of justice, though. When designing the hammer, we wanted to create a relic that would encompass all of his many facets. As such, the hammer has not one but 3 unique enchantments. Firstly, justice. When you use the weapon to strike an undead, Daedra, were-creature or vampire, your enemy is bathed in Stendarr's holy flames. Abominations beware. Then, mercy and compassion. Whenever you pray to Stendarr at a way shrine or chapel, you will receive a temporary buff that provides a passive healing aura to your allies and followers. Stendarr rewards those who protect others. Finally, charity and well-earned luck. Whenever you donate money to a beggar, you receive another buff that increases your chance to inflict a critical strike. The player being rewarded for embodying Stendarr's virtues was a common theme throughout our decision process, and can be seen in the quests as well. In fact, every quest has a major decision point, which requires the player to make a difficult choice under pressure. When you're stuck between 2 bad options, what comes first? Your devotion to the law and loyalty to your order, or holding up the morals of your patron divine. As always, your choices will have consequences. Only those who are deemed worthy can wield the hammer of Stendar. This reward is not guaranteed. You will have to earn it. Alas, that's all we have time for today. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see more from us on the Cyrodiil team, head over to the community Discord server, where we post regular updates, including our ongoing implementation of the Vigilance questline into the mod, and some showcases of our in-house lore developed for the faction. If you want to help with the development of the project, there's lots of ways to do that too. Of course, being such loyal fans for so many years is already more than we could ask for, but if you're itching to get involved, or looking to get into the games industry, we're always looking for a wide range of volunteers. We are particularly interested in dungeon designers and 3D artists and animators, but we're also open to applications from writers, editors, QA testers, PR specialists, sound designers, quest implementers, asset implementers, and interior level designers. To apply for any of these positions, you can head over to beyondskyrim.org/join. If you don't yet have any of these skills, but you still wish to contribute, fear not. We can teach you. Head over to the Arcane University, a collaboration project between some of the biggest and most experienced modding teams, where you can learn everything you need to know to start modding Skyrim. Enroll today at beyondskyrim.org/au. And even if you can't, or don't want to get involved, we are, as ever, endlessly thankful for your support. Stendar's blessings to you all, and may you walk always in his light.
Are you interested in learning to mod? Do you wish there was a place that could teach you skills like creation kit implementation, game writing, 3D, or sound design? The Arcane University is open for your creative journey. We're a public Discord server open for anyone to learn. Our teachers come from our partner projects and will train you to reach a level of competency to join one of our teams. The road will not always be easy, but we have a complete progression system for every department to help you master your craft with special assignments, and even a test claim board where you can take a shot at real project claims free of pressure. We also have live lecture events just about every month, which are then uploaded to our YouTube channel. So, what are you waiting for? Take the next step in your creative journey and join our community today.
Hello, Scott from Fudge Muppet once more, and another incredible showing from the Beyond Skyrim Cyrodiil team as we move past the halfway point of Creation ModCon's first day. How are you enjoying it so far, Captain Stew?
I'm having an absolute molag ball, Scott, and I can't wait to see what we have in store next.
Well, it's another trip north for necromantic nastiness as we navigate the Hyperborean horror of Olenveld.
I never feared death. I only feared being forgotten. For all my brothers and sisters have fallen, their bodies buried deep in this land. It is our duty to the Empire to be its sword and shield, to carry it forward for generations to come. Stand a chance. And my duty never ends, for now I watch for my fallen brothers and sisters, honoring their memory. The Imperial Library mentioned this island. The map's always unclear and uncertain if it was an island or more. Nonetheless, we arrived at Olenveld. Deserted and broken it was. Or so we thought. It was not long before we found the ancient mausoleum of Tiber Septim. Such an honor to set foot on the final resting place of our long-forgotten fallen warriors of the Empire. Never did we imagine that it was cursed, rotten, and corrupted by an unknown force. We fought, we bled, we managed to fend off the undead forces as best as we could. However, this wound, I can feel it, the rot, the sickness. I know my time is about to come. I'm the only one that's still standing. But I pledge here to watch this mausoleum, to watch and protect the final resting place of my brothers in arms. May their soul rest, for mine will certainly not. My duty will never end. If you are reading this, thank you for granting me peace, and may the strength of the Empire guide you out of this island.
Poor lost souls.
Are you interested in learning to mod? Do you wish there was a place that could teach you skills like creation kit implementation, game writing, 3D, or sound design? The Arcane University is open for your creative journey. We're a public Discord server open for anyone to learn. Our teachers come from our partner projects and will train you to reach a level of competency to join one of our teams. The road will not always be easy, but we have a complete progression system for every department to help you master your craft with special assignments and even a test claim board where you can take a shot at real project claims free of pressure. We also have live lecture events just about every month, which are then uploaded to our YouTube channel. So, what are you waiting for? Take the next step in your creative journey and join our community today.
Okay, that was creepy. Can we move on to the next segment, please, so I can come out from hiding behind the couch?
You're right, Kyrus. The spookiness of Olenveld was off the scale.
Oh, and talking of scales, I think it's about time for a little trip south to the land of Blackmarsh for a good old catch-up with our friends in the Beyond Skyrim Argonia team in a showcase that should not be missed.
Hey everyone, and thank you very much for tuning in for Beyond Skyrim Argonia's ModCon showcase for 2024. We hope that you've enjoyed the event and the other showcases so far. I am Aaron Maloney, audio lead and one of the writing leads, and I am very excited to be talking you through all the progress we've made over the past year. With what we will be showing you today, we hope that it'll help continue to fuel your support and excitement to see Argonia come to life. A disclaimer, we will be using AI voicing for NPCs in this showcase, so it's important to remember that this is not an accurate representation of what the finished product will be. A lot of the words spoken by NPCs will be pronounced wrong due to the AI voicing, especially words in Gel, the native Argonian language. The final NPC voicing will be created by talented voice actors in the later stages of development. Now, let's get into the showcase. Today we will be showcasing the region known as Tynakal, a bamboo forest wedged between Blackwood and Mirkwood. Our goal today is this. We heard about a dangerous Kajmasu in a Nedic ruin nearby Yginhessa, one of the villages in the region. Yginhessa is the first of our implemented villages. Until recently, this tribe had been at war with the Turnians, but now a fragile peace exists. We heard about a craftswoman in Yginhessa who is known for her chitin weaponry. We should stop by and purchase one from her, as it would be useful in our fight against the Kajmasu. This NPC must be the village elder. Let's speak to him and see what we can learn about the village.
This land is of our ancestors. We're glad to have our roots in its soil again. Raris the Elder led us curious about our humble village. What can this old hunter tell you of it? Things have been calm for the first time in a generation, it feels. Our squabbles with Tello have lessened, and there is peace with Gaidon there. Garian took may build a nest with the Turnians, but here we feel as close to them as we are to Nadegel, even if both red nests may disagree.
Our 3D department has been working very hard to create more and more assets for us to fill Argonia with. Since our showcase at last year's ModCon, our 3D team has created approximately 1,500 additional 3D assets, bringing the total number of 3D assets in Argonia to around 8,500. These additional assets include both exterior and interior clutter for traditional Argonian villages such as this one, various food items, clothing, armor sets, as well as weapon sets. Our LD team has also made great progress creating interiors for Iliac. Let's take a look inside. Our concept artists have also been doing a lot of work over the past year, in particular, fleshing out the traditional Argonian villages. This includes various equipment, furniture, and other clutter. Artwork has also been created for weapon sets such as the chitin weaponry, common Argonian clothing, and armor sets like the Turnian iron armor. The 3D team takes this concept artwork and creates the 3D asset. We are actually wearing it right now. Something we should mention is the Argonian children you see in the village are scaled-down versions of adult Argonians. These are placeholder assets. Argonian children models are planned to be in the playable version of Argonia. It's time we stopped by the craftswoman and picked up a chitin weapon. A spear is probably best, as Kajmasus are known for being dangerous in close combat.
Ruiva, Pickle. If you're looking for good leathers, tools, or weapons, maybe my goods will interest you. If you kill any mudbugs out there, I could always use more chidin.
The Turnian weapon sets have also been completed. While our trusty Turnian war axe did us well in the past, our new chitin spear will be best against the Kajmasu. We are lucky enough that the people in this village are quite friendly. Not every tribe in Argonia will be as welcoming as the folks of Iliac, especially not to Lukiel such as ourselves. Though it is a simpler life, the Garinlil people seem quite happy. This must be the root herald of the village. Maybe he can tell us more about the village's history.
We may have no cities, but Garian Maxil can provide all you truly need. Our ancestors lived among the bamboo many generations ago, but were driven away during the time of Umbriel. It was many years later before we returned and built Iliac here. The Naish can tell you about those days. He was here then. The Sarpelio sought to claim this land in our absence, but many bloody seasons have at last given way to peace between us, fragile as it is. My Yugzith Biko and I are a testament that Sarpelil and Garinlil can live together. The Hist have given us a strong chill to celebrate our union.
Have you spoken to my Seka, Odil? He always enjoys talking with travelers to our village. You should go see him.
These NPCs of Ygin Hesse represent 12 of over 200 NPCs fully written for Argonia. Additionally, Ygin Hesse contains 3 quests out of more than 50 quests planned for this writing stage. The writing team has also fully written 45 books. Let's take a look at a few right now. Our literature spans various genres, including histories, religious and philosophical texts, children's literature, biographies, more than a dozen skill books, and a few more scandalous works. We should also note that the music you've been listening to throughout this showcase is actual game music you will hear while exploring Argonia. The music composers and the whole Argonia team are delighted to be able to finally show off some of the music compositions we plan on featuring in-game. As well as that, the audio department has been hard at work creating brand new sound effects for Argonia. One such aspect is atmosphere sound effects, which are all the background sounds you hear while exploring a region that help bring it to life. This includes wind, birds, frogs, insects, as well as smaller, more infrequent sounds like tree bark groans, water splashes, and wind gusts. The sound designers have also been creating new sound effects for materials such as bamboo, as well as creatures. So far, more than a dozen of Argonia's creatures have unique sound effects, and more are still being finished often. Speaking of new creature sounds, I think I hear the Kajmasu we've been tracking. Thank you very much for watching our showcase. We hope that this glimpse into our development progress has given an insight into how far along our development has come in the last year, and maybe even inspires you to help us out. Argonia is currently looking for more writers, editors, 3D artists, concept artists, sound designers, and implementers. If you'd like to help us wind, birds, Thank you very much for watching our showcase. We hope that this glimpse into our development progress has given an insight into how far along our development has come in the last year, and maybe even inspires you to help us out. Argonia is currently looking for more writers, editors, 3D artists, concept artists, sound designers, and implementers. If you'd like to help us bring Argonia to life, we would be happy to consider your application. If you want to start learning how to mod, or even further develop your skills, become a part of the Arcane University and join countless others in gaining the skills needed to be a developer for Beyond Skyrim. Thank you again for watching our showcase, and we hope you enjoy the rest of ModCon 2024.
Are you interested in learning to mod? Do you wish there was a place that could teach you skills like creation kit implementation, game writing, 3D, or sound design? The Arcane University is open for your creative journey. We're a public Discord server open for anyone to learn. Our teachers come from our partner projects and will train you to reach a level of competency to join one of our teams. The road will not always be easy, but we have a complete progression system for every department to help you master your craft with special assignments, and even a test claim board where you can take a shot at real project claims free of pressure. We also have live lecture events just about every month, which are then uploaded to our YouTube channel. So, what are you waiting for? Take the next step in your creative journey and join our community today.
Wow! Yet another exciting showcase courtesy of the Beyond Skyrim Argonia gang. It's been a fun day to be part of the MC team for the first time. How do you think I'm doing, UCM?
Renara, you're doing great. I'm looking forward to your first introduction, too. In fact, I'm barely keeping my excitement at bay.
Well, that figures, as our next destination is a bay too. Wow! Yet another exciting showcase courtesy of the Beyond Skyrim Argonia gang. It's been a fun day to be part of the MC team for the first time. How do you think I'm doing, UCM?
Renara, you're doing great. I'm looking forward to your first introduction, too. In fact, I'm barely keeping my excitement at bay.
Well, that figures, as our next destination is a bay too. We once again climb on board the good ship Beyond Skyrim as we make port for the Starfall Bay. A land full of pirates and treasure await as we set anchor at the Iliac Bay.
"2024 has been a banner year for Beyond Skyrim Iliac Bay. We've made many advancements and moved our build closer to a fully playable, realized experience. We begin in the province of High Rock, which has received a lot of love from level design over this last year, especially in the areas surrounding Snowline and the Inner Reach. Many of the locations here were last seen in the Elder Scrolls Travels Shadowkey, and our team has taken great care in adapting these locations for the 4th era. Locations such as Lackvan's Stronghold and Gas Pass are reborn, with new secrets to uncover. Additionally, we have begun work on the architecture set for the city of Faerun, which really portrays the dingy vibe we're going for. Lastly, level design has begun on some areas which border the regions of High Rock included in our Three Kingdoms pre-release, which will be visible at a distance. These include the Dragon Fields, the Black Wastes, and the town of Fairtree. Moving over to the independent province of Hammerfell, much of our writing and implementation team's focus has been on the small islands of Herne and Caspar. We showed off these islands extensively last year, and have been working at making them a sort of vertical slice for our project. As such, over the last year these two small islands have received over a dozen implemented quests, and now boast an extremely playable experience. Every fort, cave, Dwemer Ruin, and Pirate Camp is now fully explorable. Our Yoku ruins are the sole exception, and I'll get to those later. Lastly for Hammerfell, we have completed a first pass of exterior level design on the Islands of the Chain. As part of this continuing work, the team at Iliac Bay have begun hosting and recording internal streams where devs explore recent developments with Skyrim Together Reborn. Using some of that footage, I'd like to take you on a brief journey of what it's like to work on Beyond Skyrim, Iliac Bay.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
All the gold battles in gold USA.
Oh!
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, blue. It's and easy. It's pretty.
Whoa, hold up there, because I want to talk about this. That is Castle Volkihar. The other side of Castle Volkihar. That's right, the west side. And you might think that that's easy, because, theoretically, Skyrim and High Rock are right next to each other. No. That's not how this works at all. As far as Skyrim, the game engine, is concerned, Skyrim is as far away from High Rock as High Rock is from f***ing Cowboy Planet over there. I don't know, I didn't play Starfield. What? So doing this is actually a lot of work, essentially transferring the cells from one map to another map while keeping their relative position within the entire world. So yes, this is technically a different Castle Volkihar, but to you the player it's gonna look the same. It's so fucking hot. It's like 100 fucking degrees in here. I don't have air conditioning help. Alright, merge stream. This character will do fine. Sure. It's fine, Skyrim. We merged it. It's fine. Look at that snazzy new load screen.
How dare you?
Yep,
Wow,
I'm on my
you
way
guys
and I
are
just spawned at the border fort.
Started it an hour ago.
And here we go.
I've been caught pickpocketing your croissant.
Oh, you monster.
Oh, there's a tree in this house.
Today, High Rock. Tomorrow, the world. Thanks.
Oh, this fridge is very fun.
Whoa! Okay, I guess I failed that thing, and I failed... Okay, I started the... I succeeded in the illusion check.
There you go.
With benches, so I'm wondering if maybe we just...
And you killed me.
Yeah, I'll need to re-nav mesh it. I mean, I've been learning how to do nav mesh recently, which is handy.
Yeah.
you exterior people and not knowing how to nav mesh.
Yeah, well, that's the boring part. Yeah, well, I crashed when you exited the house. So that's great.
Did she just spawn a fire Atronach?
Yeah, I gave her some
I think she did. That's cool. I like that.
Thanks.
Yeah, I might want to fix that.
It looks like she's so sad she's playing the harp. Okay, it's just in its final form now. That's fine.
Yeah. With Oblivion lighting.
I've been petrified.
I'm thinking when we get there, I might replace these VCM with Calibur's feathers.
Oh yeah, that's
a lot for this
you know,
joke.
lore accurate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Garfield and friends.
About a little more baklava. Now we have 7.
I took a couple of them.
A couple.
Oh my god, it's Balgroove. Look, everyone.
I'm the Jarl.
Holy s***, y'all Balgroove. We'll have a highlight reel of every single bug we find, and we won't include any other footage.
I don't see a goblin, but I do see an empty rumble.
Now I see the goblin. It's yeah.
And I have noticed that one of them always seems to not appear, and I don't know why.
It's very odd.
Guess who just crashed?
What?
That might be Massacre.
I just completed the quest so we can kill everybody, by the way.
Why is this guy out of his house? Who let this guy out of his house?
Get the back into your house.
That trapdoor should not just be floating there. I don't know what's going on with that.
It's OG on the magic carpet.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a ship that goes along with it. I swear. I think I have the chieftain.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
How about this?
That's purple.
It's cool and purple. I like it.
Yeah.
I know, right? Floats away.
Yeah. Physics. Oh. There goes Hera floating away. Both of the children. Every time we merge, we have to come and clean up the houses. Okay. Then you'll just end the quest this way.
Okay.
And then I, after killing him, I see this little book that he has, this little note.
Yeah, or if you pickpocketed him, you would...
Nice.
What? What the heck? I merged the PNG.
I like that the
Come
top
on
part
now.
is bisexual.
Oh my
Yours is
goodness.
Yellowbreaker, I'm taking that.
I'm definitely putting that in the showcase.
Oh.
Ah, yes. 4 cities.
I've got something to say about these as well. These are Iliac Bay's Yoku ruins, the remnants of the first Red Guards who came to Tamriel from the sunken continent of Yokuda, and where these bad boys now make their home. This is known as a tile set, and it's a finicky thing to do for 3D artists. You have to design a set of 3D models that are both distinctive and show off the unique architecture, but also snap together at many angles to allow level designers to essentially play with them like Legos. As you might imagine from that description, this final version of the tile set was not the first. You might remember this shot, or this shot from previous Iliac Bay showcases. These are earlier attempts at making this tile set, which didn't end up panning out. And we do have plans to reuse those old models, but for right now those plans are top secret. When everything needs to snap together, it's best if it's all built the same. And so our 3D artist started fresh, based off of this concept art. And from those strong foundations, they were able to craft an incredibly flexible and visually striking kit, which inspired our level designers to create unique ruins like this one, and this one. The level designer of this ruin, Hunding's Vale, even took particular inspiration from this piece of concept art. If we enlarge this a bit, you'll see that while the biome is obviously different, the level designer really captured the feeling of this concept art here. And that's not to mention the mother of all Yoku ruins, the pièce de résistance.
The cream of the crop.
Ino Herna. This massive ruin is the remnant of the first capital of the Regatta, or warrior wave, that brought the Red Guards to Hammerfell. Before they moved on to the mainland, they settled here. And once the Natatambu brought their power to Hagath, the remaining dwellers of Inoherna were beset by goblins, pirates, and the undead. All of this eventually caused them to abandon their old capital for the more manageable village of Ikoherna. And Inoherna now sports 2 entire side quests that take place within it, as well as plenty of other surprises hidden inside. We are currently working on an interior set to complement this incredible exterior set, and soon we will have everything we need to bring Hammerfell's returned warriors back to life. And their little dogs, too.
What do you think you're doing? Someone do something!
What they don't want you to know about these mysterious islands in the Abyshian. It's this one? I don't want you to know about that. But I do want you to know how important these 2 islands have been to the progress of Beyond Skyrim, Iliac Bay. I mentioned before that we wanted these 2 islands to be a vertical slice. Well, what does that mean? Last year we showed off the first bits of quest implementation and even voice acting.
A good sign.
All of this occurred on these 2 little islands, and that's no mistake. We intend to fully develop these islands as a means to set the pace for the rest of our project. It's a commonly used tactic known as creating a vertical slice. For more information on how vertical slices are used, check out Tim Kane's awesome video on the Outer Worlds vertical slice. These 2 islands have relatively low asset needs compared to the rest of Hammerfell and 3 Kingdoms as a whole. So what is it going to take to get this vertical slice finished? Well, at this point, not all that much. Writing is almost entirely done except for generic dialogue. Those things like character responses to when you pick up your weapon, reactions to a dragon in the sky, character responses to a corpse on the ground. Be an adventurer like you, and then I took an arrow in the knee. All of these things need to be written, especially for Beyond Skyrim, Iliac Bay. Exterior level design on both of these islands is complete and absolutely gorgeous. They just need another pass for some harvestables and enemy placement, which all needs to happen after they get nav meshed. Nav meshing is a special invisible layer of level design that essentially lets NPCs and enemies know where they can walk and where they can't. And yes, that all has to be done by hand. 3D modeling is our greatest hurdle. I already mentioned that we are in the process of creating the Yoku Ruin interiors, but we also need Ranetu, Nereids, Hyenas, as well as a few armor, weapon, and clutter sets to really flesh out the isle, much of which already has concept art, which has been going strong. Lastly, implementation has really picked up over this last year. Only a few quest claims remain open which can currently be implemented, with others simply waiting on Yoku Ruin interiors. Nevertheless, there is still much work to be done in the coming year, all in an effort to make these little islands feel like a bona fide expansion to Skyrim. If you have any interest in helping us out, send us an application or head to the Arcane University. There's a lot of talented people here who are just as eager to teach you as you are to learn. I mean, I started out as a writer here, and now I'm coding, I'm implementing, I'm doing all this video editing stuff. It just happens, it's great. See ya!
Are you interested in learning to mod? Do you wish there was a place that could teach you skills like creation kit implementation, game writing, 3D, or sound design? The Arcane University is open for your creative journey. We're a public Discord server open for anyone to learn. Our teachers come from our partner projects and will train you to reach a level of competency to join one of our teams. The road will not always be easy, but we have a complete progression system for every department to help you master your craft with special assignments and even a test claim board where you can take a shot at real project claims free of pressure. We also have live lecture events just about every month, which are then uploaded to our YouTube channel. So, what are you waiting for? Take the next step in your creative journey and join our community today.
Well, the hits keep coming, don't they? Another brilliant showcase on day one of Creation ModCon 2024. Thanks to the Iliac Bay team for yet another outstanding preview. Don't you think so, Arcane?
I should say so, Captain Stu, considering I made it. So, where is our next destination?
Well, we once more take sail with the Beyond Skyrim crew, this time returning to the eerie Sea of Ghosts, to the cold and mysterious island of Roscrea. What secrets await in this land of chilly intrigue? Let's find out.
Cold are the shores of Skyrim, with the breeze of the Sea of Ghosts tearing and grasping at you. One wonders what lies beyond the frozen horizon. But when the fog clears before your ship's bow, you will see the lonely isles of Roscrea, a rugged enclave where the dark forests hide twilight-bound secrets, and where the mountains sing of a time where dragons ruled the heavens. One might mistake it as a land without hope, bound to sink into the ocean from whence it once rose. But should you venture out and explore this land steeped in history, you can see Roscrea for what it truly is. A paradise, with an endless blue sky that hides beneath thick clouds, fertile grounds cushioned beneath a layer of snow, and tombs that invite the skulls to sing about their glory. As you leave the walled-off city of Craneshaw, the last outpost symbolizing the Empire's might, you will wander a land protected by the warriors of House White Bear. Taller than the Nords of Skyrim, the mighty Roscreans are the descendants of northern kings, the sons and daughters of Ros coming together under the banner of Frulthul, vowing that they will not be ruled by tyrants who think themselves gods. When the volcanic warmth of the south subsides and the air is filled with the smell of charcoal, mead and song, you know that your travels have brought you to Stonval, home to miners and mithril. Here, the earth opens up to reveal the precious minerals that have shaped the fate of the people and the land. Brave, yet greedy merchants seldom leave Craneshaw. But when they do, they travel to Stonval in search of a lucrative contract with the miners and craftsmen of this renowned settlement. However, this small settlement is so much more than the mithril it ships north and south. Among the extraordinary hide the common folk, with uncommon stories to tell. One of them is known across the land as the Old Dagnar, once a proud warrior and explorer. Retired, he is the proprietor of Hefield Trading, the local general store. After hearing of his restlessness, you couldn't help yourself, could you? Witnessing the glory of an old man who has spent decades in retirement surely is enticing. But some, like his wife, would rather see him spend his declining years peacefully. Perhaps it is better to not wake the slumbering dragon. Unearthed just a few weeks prior, Fearn Grot has remained unexplored. The cowardly speak of old curses that were buried between the many corpses of this tomb, but others see it as an opportunity for glory. Despite the ancient right to plunder, most tombs and temples lie undisturbed. Ferocious as the Roscreans were in life, so are they in death, now unburdened by the weight of mortality. Among the many undead that walk these halls, many are said to have been monks, scholars, and warriors of the old faith. Serving their draconic masters in life, and being condemned to guard their own tombs until the dragon wakes again to consume all. With the guardian of this tomb slain, the numerous grave goods and treasures that these people once held dear are yours for the taking. You shouldn't leave Dag waiting for too long. As the day comes to a close, you and Dagnar return to Stonval. Alive. A great number of tombs are waiting for an adventurer to be uncovered on Roscrea. They hold secrets that were buried alongside the many corpses and monsters. Secrets that can be learned and used by those who dare. But beware of the darkness of Roscrea. For every adventurer who returns, there are dozens who don't. Drawn in by the alluring words of the forest's lord, or the toll-taker who lives beneath the sea. Taken by the fangs of the snake as it slides across the starless skies. This tale is over, and they all lived happily ever after. However, the story of Beyond Skyrim Roscrea is not done. We are still working tirelessly to open up the gates of Craneshaw to those willing to venture north. If you are interested in helping us for this large push, consider joining the team under beyondskyrim.org/join.
Are you interested in learning to mod? Do you wish there was a place that could teach you skills like creation kit implementation, game writing, 3D, or sound design? The Arcane University is open for your creative journey. We're a public Discord server open for anyone to learn. Our teachers come from our partner projects and will train you to reach a level of competency to join one of our teams. The road will not always be easy, but we have a complete progression system for every department to help you master your craft with special assignments, and even a test claim board where you can take a shot at real project claims free of pressure. We also have live lecture events just about every month, which are then uploaded to our YouTube channel. So, what are you waiting for? Take the next step in your creative journey and join our community today.
Well, what an absolutely incredible first day of Creation ModCon 2024. But I reckon we can finish strong. I mean, Perennial taking care of elf business strong. What do you reckon, Scott?
I think I like where this is going, Captain Stew. What do we have in store for all these good people?
Well, get ready to boot your adoring fans off a cliff one more time as we once more return to Cyrodiil of the Third Era with the incredible Scamps over at the Skyblivion team for our final showcase of the day. Remember to hide those jumbo potatoes though.
Hello everyone, I go by Rebel's Eyes. I am the project lead for Skyblivion, and I would like to welcome you all to today's gameplay and Q&A.
Skyblivion, 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 Sky.
Whoops, I forgot about that. Sorry, everyone. Just as rehearsed. All right. Hello everyone. I go by Rebel's Eyes. It's much more authentic this way, anyway. I go by Rebel's Eyes. I'm the project lead for Skyblivion, and would like to welcome you all to today's gameplay and Q&A showcase. We will be taking a closer look at our game, as well as break down our quest highlight video that we uploaded earlier this week, which you should definitely check out. And on top of that, we will be taking a look as well at some new dungeons, interior locations, and much more throughout the stream. For those of you who don't know, Skyblivion is a remake of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, but in the latest Elder Scrolls engine we have available to us. Our goal from the start has been to remake Oblivion as we imagine it could look like had it come out 15 years later. Complete with improved graphics, mechanics, better designed maps, cities, interior locations, and so on, we hope you will have a good time re-exploring, or if it's the first time for you, figuring out how Oblivion looks and what it is in store for you in terms of exploration. For those of you who don't know, our goal is to release as early as next year, so I hope you will have a good time playing it for yourself. And yeah, before we start, let me quickly introduce Heavy Burns.
Hi, it's a great start, Kyle.
Thank you. Yeah, that went very well according to plan, and yeah.
True Skyblivion fashion. Hi everyone, my name is Dan, or Heavy Burns, and I do level design on the project, implementation, and I am the resident video guy. I hope everyone's been enjoying ModCon so far, and if you have any questions throughout the entire stream, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I'll do my best to pick some out as we go on.
Thank you very much. For those who have a keen eye, we are currently in Bruma. Not where we're going to end up, but I thought it would be a cool start, because it's a location that both Heavy Burns and myself worked on. I did the original remaking of the city after someone else had tried their hand at it. And then Heavy Burns, what did you do?
I again, after Kyle had basically done all the hard work, and I just pulled everything apart and just gave it a bit of QAing and finishing up, and now we're left with what we have now. And I also redid all the weathers, so the ones you're seeing now are beautiful Heavy Burns weathers. Wow, amazing.
Wowee.
Also,
I also see
Kyle, I'm a little quiet on your end, so you might want to turn me up a bit.
Again, I swear we did all the mixing and everything ahead of time, but this
it wouldn't be a Skyblivion stream without something going wrong. Okay.
Yeah, I think it might actually be because we're in DMs now, not in the Discord group chat. Anyway, another cool thing is that I'm wearing a unique set of armor, known as the Brucev Emerilian armor set, which I thought would be a very cool one to showcase for my Nord, who has matching face paint today. However, for the showcase, we're not going to be staying around in Bruma. We're going to be going to the wonderful city of Coral, which is where our gameplay video that we released earlier this week was taking place. We'll be taking a look at these quests in real time, as well as break down some of the areas around the quests that we redesigned, developed, what have you. So hopefully that will be an interesting stream for all of you. Also, while I have you, today's stream is part of Creation ModCon 2024, which is a wonderful event where a lot of the Elder Scrolls modding projects are coming together to showcase their work. Not only showcase their work, but we're also trying to support a charity this year called Doctors Without Borders. A link to that is in the description. I know a lot of people are always asking if they can donate to the project. Unfortunately, they can't, but what they can do is maybe put their money towards a bigger purpose.
Oh, and as we came up straight away, maybe we should show immediately that if you tuned in our latest game video where we showcase this quest thing on something that I was going to go again, or at least the first half, you might have noticed that there was a certain NPC's face that was a little messed up. So, between that video and the stream, we decided to fix her up, and here we have amazing Arana with a face that is not a different color from
no more face bug. Yeah. We actually noticed a few bugs during during the gameplay video. Decided to fix them up as we saw them pop up during the video. This is not a random event, a scheduled event for the first time you enter Coral.
Likewise, I'm always glad to meet someone new. Welcome. I'm sure my mother would be glad to meet you as well. My mother owns Northern Goods and Trade in Coral.
All right.
Stop talking, enough.
Good to know. Also, this is an interesting bug that still remains, and it probably will remain for a little bit longer. You know, disposition in Oblivion was a big part of the game. It's not correctly implemented yet, so currently our disposition with everyone across the map is 0, or almost everyone. So everyone we talk to will hate us.
Their guts, yeah. Which is quite funny because even in the video, there's some really good moments where I think Arana is like specifically thanking you for completing her quest, and as soon as you leave, she's like, "Go away."
Yeah. True Oblivion fashion. On that note, totally unrelated, but we will try to answer some questions during the stream. So if you have questions, feel free to leave them on YouTube and Twitch. We'll try to go over them as we see fit. Obviously, we want to show off the game, and parts of that will include listening to NPC. So we won't be able to take questions the entire time, but if we see a moment, then we're happy to answer some questions. So drop them like it's hot.
Before you speak to him, if there's any Skyblivion devs watching, feel free to send me questions as we go along in case I miss them, and I'll answer them.
I'm afraid I can't just write one out of hand. That would be against protocols, you see. If perhaps you can clear up a small matter involving Arana, you can prove your loyalty to the guild and earn my recommendation. She and I have an unpleasant history. She does not care for guild regulations and errantly believes I am misusing my powers. I have seen that she is in town. Though she has not approached me, I know she wants something. I would like you to find out what it is. Determine what she's after and how we may be rid of her. I do not want her here, spreading her lies. Make haste. I wish to be rid of Arana as soon as possible.
I saw a kind of interesting question pop up already that I'm just going to jump on, which was if there are bearded Nords in Bruma, because originally Oblivion did not have any beards, and you just missed it, but at the start of the stream we were in Bruma, and you would have seen a lot of very beardy men running around, so we got you covered on that one. For now though, as I said, we're going to be running through the quests we showed off in our video in real time and talk about whatever we think is interesting at that point. First stop is talking to Arana.
Ah yes, you are a guild mage, are you not? Yet different from the others. Yes, this is good. There's a small matter with which you may be able to assist. It's nothing worth involving your guild in, I assure you. Best if kept just between us, yes? So, what say you? Excellent. It's a simple task, really. All you need to do is fetch a book for me. The book is entitled Fingers of the Mountain. It is of no use to you. You won't be able to read it. I, however, can, and would very much like to. You'll find it at an old ruin called Cloud Top. It's north of Coral, up in the mountains. I'm afraid I don't have an exact location. Return it to me immediately when you have it. Make no mention of it to Tikius or anyone else in your guild. I will make it well worth your effort.
Alright. Quest accepted. Yeah, the guard is very creepily just hanging around. And as soon as we walk away, he seems to back off as well.
And in true snitch fashion, we're going to instantly go and report our findings to Tikas. Tikas? What's his name?
Tikius.
After she immediately says, "Don't tell anyone," we're going to go straight away and snitch. Also, one of the things noted in the video that's probably worth addressing is there were some comments referring to the city having not enough NPCs. Currently, most of the cities only will function properly once all interior and exterior nav mesh is done and the AI packages have been gone over. And Coral is one of the cities that needs interior nav mesh. So currently, you're not seeing many NPCs in the city because everyone's stuck in their home because they can't walk out.
Yeah. A good example is the guild itself. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there a sixth? No, there's 5 people in this single room. And the reason why they're not going outside is because as far as they can tell, they can't. So they're just kind of hanging around where they spawned originally instead of roaming the city and going about their day.
What? Not only does it exist, but she knows where it is? Well, this is unacceptable. That book needs to be in the safekeeping of the guild. I trust that as a member of the guild, you would do the right thing and acquire this text before Irana does. Are we clear? Ignore her request. Go to this place she has described and return with the book. This is far more important than any petty squabble. Make haste. I wish to be rid of Irana as soon as possible.
Alright, so next up we have to find Fingers of the Mountain. We got some vague instructions that it's somewhere up the mountain, so that's where we're gonna go. And while we have a bit of a walk ahead of us, interestingly enough, Coral is one of the cities that got the least amount of changes in terms of its layout and stuff. There's a lot of cities in Skyblivion that have gotten a complete facelift, some more extreme than others, and Coral is one of those cities where we figured the city in the original game was more or less perfect. It missed a lot of details that we decided to add ourselves. But the layout was just very cozy and quaint, and instead we decided, for instance, to focus on the area outside the city. So what you will see if you cross the area into the Colovian Highlands, which is ahead of us, is that the land surrounding the city is filled with plots of sheep and wheat that can feed the city. Whereas in the original game, this was all empty land. It was just a forest directly outside of the city. So we decided it would be better utilized to actually try and supply the city with food and wool, I guess, as well.
Yeah, and as we're coming up into this biome now, this is actually the Colovian Highlands, which, Carl, you did all by yourself, didn't you? Maybe you can speak a little bit about like what went into it and what kind of what differences you wanted to make from Oblivion to this version of the Colovian Highlands.
Yeah, I have to admit though that I didn't do it all by myself. Like the Colovian Highlands was one of the regions that was it has changed hands a couple of times over the years, and I gave it the final push and the final redesign. I would say, but it was a surprising one of fun actually to work on this one. It's
Hey, it's me, your skin. This acne craves a powerful cleanse. New CeraVe Acne Wash treats with max strength benzoyl peroxide. CeraVe with 3 essential ceramides doesn't disrupt my barrier. We can treat and finally feel comfortable. New CeraVe Acne Wash.
At Papa John's, get an extra
But the big item in this location in terms of notable locations is probably the one that we're going to be walking towards now. For the Fingers of the Mountain quest, it's a tower, an old tower. We don't exactly know what happened, what its use was. All we know is that it's old, it's abandoned, and it's far past its former glory, which is exactly what I tried to make it look like. I took inspiration from Weathertop, which you might know from the Lord of the Rings, and gave it a bit of a unique touch, let's say, to make it fit the quest and the environment that it is in. But I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. This was also obviously featured heavily in the gameplay showcase, which yeah, it's always very cool to see. But the coolest thing about this location, I'll show you in a second, actually, after we touch this dirty corpse and take our book.
Interesting phrasing.
Thank you.
I think I described the Colovian Highlands earlier as the good reach, so...
Yeah, I can totally agree with that. And this is...
The best part about this is definitely the view.
Yeah, this is my favorite thing about this this location. It's not so much the tower itself, but the little balcony you get, where you can look over pretty much the entire map. And I can quickly point it out to you, and it's one of the reasons I loved Oblivion so much. I love Skyrim as well, but Oblivion, it's just so much more vast. We have the Colovian Highlands obviously around us here. We see some snowy peaks. Behind us there is the Gerald Mountains. In the distance you can sort of make it out. It's a bit foggy with this current weather, but there's the Imperial City right there. We have the Fall Forest, which is engulfing the Orange Road. We have below us the city of Coral, beyond which is the ancient oak forest, and behind that the redwoods, which together make the Great Forest. And it's very, I don't know, inspiring almost to see how far we've gotten. This is also the first time that we've had complete LOD, which is the distant map details in the game. So it's very cool to be able to just basically see like 90% of the map in its finalized state and show it to all of you as well. And hopefully next year you can take a look at it yourself.
Yeah, I think one of the cool recent moments was every now and again we get a big overhead map generated that shows us all of our level design work in the exterior world space. And this map that was just generated was probably the first one that looked complete. Like it didn't have any massive blank areas, it didn't have any red marks everywhere separating all of the claims. So it's just a very cool moment to see the whole world sort of coming together now as we approach the last year, hopefully, of development. While you're fast traveling as well, one of the questions that we got earlier was, in Oblivion, fast travel locations are all unlocked at the start of the game with DLC. I assume you mean the city locations. Is that going to be the same as Skyblivion? So the way we have it working in Skyblivion is it's basically going to be like Skyrim. So at the start of the game, you'll have all the cities viewable on the map, but not fast travelable. So they'll be basically like grayed out, so you can see where they all are, but you would have to either walk there or take a carriage or possibly a ferry if we end up doing that to discover these locations.
For those with a keen eye, you just noticed a butterfly pushing like a 20-kilogram metal sign out of the way, which is not a bug, it's a feature.
Of course. The magical butterfly.
Well, if it isn't my little helper, have you retrieved that book for me yet?
I have.
Oh, wonderful. I'll just take this from you and get to work translating it. I'll need some time with this. Come and find me tomorrow. I'll be at the Grey Mare until I've finished my work. But please don't disturb me until I'm done. This is quite a delicate business, you see.
Small forgotten outside.
Alright, so we have to wait 24 hours for the quest to be able to be completed, or for us to continue the quest. Which is the perfect segue for us to maybe go to one of the local inns and see what else there is to do.
Are all the voice lines taken from Oblivion, or did you record them again? All of our voice lines are from Oblivion, so our installer, when you download the game, will search for your Oblivion files and take them out, extract them, and then implement them into Skyblivion. So all of our voice lines are using the original voices from Oblivion. Yes.
Also, I do apologize for the jittery video, but I try playing with the console or controller, I mean, and I can't. So I'm playing with a mouse, and I'm trying to mimic the smooth transitions of a controller, but I'm not quite succeeding. I think we have someone here, though, that might be interesting to talk to. So let's see if he has anything to say.
My sons. Have you seen my sons? Yes, Rallus and Antus. They're going to fight off the creatures at our farm, but I fear for their safety. For the last few days, we've suffered attacks from these creatures at our farm not far from Coral. They're coming from someplace in the Great Forest. I don't know where, but Rallus may know more by now. My boys will take up the fight, even if the guards won't. Doesn't matter if it's outside the town walls, it still affects us all. They expect me to go with them, but I fear in my old age I'm not the warrior I once was. Would you go in my place?
I think we might be able to help out here. Also, thank you very much for the raid, and good to see you, Mick. Hope you're doing well.
Somehow, I knew you'd do the right thing. I'm supposed to meet them at Wayne and Priory. You'd best get whatever supplies you need now, so you can get there in time. I need a drink to calm my nerves. Please, excuse me.
Alright. With that in mind, it is getting late, so maybe we should find a bed and go and join his sons in the morning.
An honor to serve you. I'm Imfrid, owner and publican of the Grey Mare, at your service. A room? Or food? Whatever you wish.
I just love the idea of in Oblivion just walking up to an innkeeper and being like, bed.
Well, I think the idea is that you, in your head, you say the lines, so you have a bit more freedom to roleplay. Because it is a role-playing game after all.
I have a room ready if you need it for the night. It'll be 10 gold. Interested?
What a bargain. 10 gold.
The room's yours for the night. It's just upstairs, the first door on the left. Sleep well. Stop talking! Enough!
Can't wait to get myself some bedbugs.
I think one thing that's funny as well that people pointed out in the video we did was that all of the three, well, the dad and the two sons all use the same voice actor, which is Wes Johnson. It's very funny to basically hear the same person act three separate people in the family. One of the questions we got was, will you implement the leveling system as it was in Oblivion, or also do rebalancing? Also, do you also implement the leveled enemies like they were ebony wearing bandits? So our leveling system is basically built up from the ground up from us, and it will be a lot closer to Skyrim than Oblivion's. And no, bandits will very likely never be wearing ebony. There'll be like a cap of what type of weapons and armor they can spawn with, so they will level with you to a certain point, but you'll surpass them once you get past a certain level, at least in gear and armor.
Yeah.
And I think we're about to pass the possibly moonwalking horse if he's doing it again. There he is.
Hell yeah. Yeah, as amazing as the current state of the game is, and we really are just trying to focus on wrapping everything up and finalizing what we can, fixing bugs and adding polish. We're not pretending like the game is, 100% finished and done. And I'm not trying to hide it. You'll see bugs, you'll see missing objects, but having said that, like the amount of work we've been able to get finished and like where we are now, I don't think I could have ever imagined it becoming, first of all, this big with so many people looking forward to the release of it, but also this good. The amount of talent that has graced this project over the years is it's astounding, and it's really cool and inspiring.
Really proud of our team's efforts in the last year and how much we've managed to get done, and just the quality level of it all is really inspiring.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I have no time for small talk, friend. I'm waiting for my father, Valis Odil. Have you seen him in town by any chance? He's not coming with us? I think I understand, and it is better that he remains safe. Though I wonder why he has asked you to take his place. You would join us, though you have no personal stake in this fight? An honorable deed. I gladly accept your help then. There's no point in waiting here any longer. Follow me.
Ooh, I see a question. Did Dive Rock get upgraded and expanded? And it actually did.
Question. What a great question.
It did very, very recently, yeah.
I don't know if we'll have a lot of time to show much more than these quests and some exploration in the Great Fires and Dungeons in this stream, but if we do, we might head over there.
And these brothers are quick. I'm having trouble keeping up.
We have a question saying, has there been any really difficult missions to script from the game? Likely, yes. Individuals, I wouldn't know the answer to. That would be a quest question. But I definitely know that the entire main quest is a really long, convoluted mess to unpack and convert to Skyrim. That's been a huge task for our quest lead, Jadkai, and it's very impressive what he's managed to do.
Oblivion's code is spaghetti code at best. It's very inconsistent. Also, this is very cruel of me, but I'm kind of waiting for them to die, because I wanted to show a different outcome than what we showed in the gameplay video, which includes. Oh yeah. Oops. I think I actually. Oh, I think that may have been me. That's unfortunate. Well, we've successfully failed the mission. It was a very lame shield bash that I accidentally killed the sun with.
Oh. Well, you know, people don't know this, but in the video where we showed the sun's dead on the floor, that was because I too murdered him. Don't tell anyone.
Oh my god, there's so many goblins.
It's almost as if you meant to fight this with 3 people, huh? And probably a follower as well. And you are using kind of a weak sword, so maybe it's worth.
Yeah, this sword actually needs a buff. This is one of those things we noticed by actually playing the game today, is that this is it's a quest item. It's a beautiful sword. It's Lord Rockdump's claymore. It's a quest reward. I can show it in greater detail in a second, but the damage it puts out, it's not great.
It's basically the same as a one-handed fine steel greatsword.
Yeah.
It's pretty weak for a two-handed weapon.
You can see it has a very unique design. I'm a sucker for unique weapons in any game, and probably one of the reasons why we went so hard with the amount of unique weapons in Skyblivion. Like if you're gonna get a uniquely named swords in a game, if it's not gonna look unique, then what's the point?
Yeah, especially in games like Oblivion and Skyrim, where you don't really get rewarded XP directly for completing quests, so the rewards are really all you get for the most part. So the rewards need to be worth it.
Yeah, and I can hear concerns from people, you know, like if you're gonna make all these unique weapons, then it's probably also causing the game to be delayed further and further because people have to put time and resource into this. Funny enough, it's really easy to find people to make cool-looking swords and armors and what else do we have? Like staves.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to find people that want to do a house, of which we have a lot more in comparison.
400th plant, yeah.
Yeah. So it's most of the unique weapons and unique assets in the game that are like related to quests or just interesting things spread out through the map. They have been done for years. It's been the biggest challenge to make the boring stuff, and on top of that, the project has always been a bit what's the word, like we scale with the current challenges. It's always been the goal to have all the quests in the game. Obviously, we want to release a game with quests, but quests has also been one of the biggest challenges for us to properly re-implement, remake for this game. And as such, like every time it looks like quests are gonna get pushed back a bit further, or if progress has not been steady enough, then it basically gives us time to work on different locations. So at the start of Skyblivion, we thought quests were gonna be a walk in the park, and the idea was to just have the map be the exact same, not try to remake the world, not try to redesign the cities, and just have the game as is, but running in a new engine. And as it became more and more apparent that getting quests to work was not as easy as we thought, the game sort of scaled with that new timeline. New people joined the project. A lot of folks like yourselves who are watching right now found out about the project, started supporting us, and thanks to that, the project got like a lot of attention online. You know, through a lot of word of mouth. We got a lot of very talented people joining us and helping out where they could. So it's in large part thanks to all of you that the game looks the way it does right now. And yeah, I really do think that for what we are, you know, ragtag band of wannabe developers. To be fair, there are like actual professional developers in the team as well, but what we've put together is nothing short of a miracle. Well, let's break the bad news to Valus.
Rallis and Antus need your help, whether they know it or not. There's no time to waste. They didn't make it. Oh God. They died out there all alone. I should have been with them. It should have been me, not them. I'm sorry. You did all you could, I'm sure. Thank you for trying. I'm afraid I have nothing to offer you. What little money I have must now be spent on burials. Please, if you'll excuse me.
So this is interesting because if you manage to keep both sons alive, you get a unique sword as a reward. If you keep one of them alive, you get, I believe, just an amount of gold. And if both are dead, you get nothing. Except for completing a quest, so you can check that off your list, I guess.
I shouldn't have pushed so hard.
I'm waiting.
It doesn't look like we have waited long enough to continue the Fingers of the Mountains quest, but it might be a good opportunity to actually check out some of the dungeons we were talking about earlier.
You have a question, will this game be super difficult to install? Hopefully not. Our plan, and seems like is going well so far, is to make a installer that just does everything for you. So you load it up, possibly pick some settings or like a graphical option, and then it will just do everything that it needs to do on its own. So hopefully that will remain to be the case.
That is correct. I'm quickly gonna run around the cathedral because I like this little what do you call it? Trench.
And this is my reminder to hit us with an RCC.
Yes, Supreme Heavy Burns.
Was the intro
Very cool.
cinematic remade? Currently, it hasn't, but it will be. Yes, that's my responsibility. So blame me until that's done. But yeah, so all the cinematics in the game will be remade. How will the intro of the game work, and has it been worked on yet? So the intro will play out as close to as Oblivion, and it's very fun and nostalgic to play through that. But we're saving it to hopefully show you guys like a big intro segment walkthrough sometime early next year.
It's one of those things that would be cool to show off when we're just about ready to hit live, to hit upload on this mother.
If you're coming out of Coral, Kyle,
I remember.
Right.
I was trying to activate my my gray cells, and I did.
Gray cells?
Gray cells, isn't that what you call your brain cells? Like gray matter?
Oh, maybe, you know. I've never heard it, but I'll take your word for it. What clan were those goblins? Those were just generic ones. Clan goblins will be very, very distinct. You should.
They look so cool as well, actually.
Yeah.
Oh!
There is Dev Diary 3, I think we showed up all the time. Uh-oh.
Whoa, no! Oh, the dog. Oh my god! The sheep killed the wolf. We did a test run of this earlier today, and the guard dog actually killed the wolf, but...
Hey, it's me, your skin. Acne crave.
So I believe this location is called Pillaged Mine, I think is right.
Yeah, it looks pretty pillaged.
And this is just an example of one of the small but random interiors you might come across, but it's not a quest location. We try really hard to prioritize quest locations to be the impressive ones, to be the ones that, you know, we spend a lot of time on. But even our missed locations, we put a lot of care into making sure the quality is up to scratch. And you're about to see one of our cool new additions, which is a mine elevator. And hopefully as it touches the ground, we'll see.
I forgot about that. I'm gonna give him some space. There we go. Just as planned.
Yeah. I was a bit delayed watching it. So Yeah, something to touch on with the mines as well specifically is in Skyrim, the sort of progression for smithing is a little strange because you could essentially just go to the mine that has ebony in straight away and just mine it, and you could just get, you can't smith ebony armor straight away, but you can get ebony basically at the start of the game. One of our goals for all the mines in Cyrodiil is to basically have an ebony vein hidden in every single mine that you can find and harvest across the world. So if you are in a mine and you haven't found ebony yet, you haven't looked hard enough.
Oh my god, I got an arrow going through my frontal lobe.
It's a shame that what happened earlier didn't happen again with the arrow in the elevator.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow, that really fits your character.
It does. I mean, I'm already missing an eye. Oh, never mind, it's gone. I was gonna say they shot me in my blind eye anyway, so that's fine. Two more.
So yeah, this is a relatively small cave. I would call this like an average small cave. There are caves that are smaller, like one room occasionally, but this is about the experience that you'll expect to see from a small level interior.
Let's take one more with us for good luck. Oh, I'm stuck. Alright. And off we go.
Got a good load set up for a catapult at the top of this elevator. Will ebony armor be black and yellow again, or look like it does in Skyrim? Is it yellow as well? It's definitely closer to the Oblivions than Skyrim for sure. I can't directly remember if the trims on it are yellow. I think they are, or white. But yes, it looks a lot more high fantasy than Skyrim's more, I guess, like rugged, ebony-looking armor and weapons.
Alright, man with the plan, where to next?
So, if we are leaving this cave, I think the best direction to head would be towards a place called Red Guard Valley Cave, which is kind of southeast-ish, mostly south from where you are now, a little bit southeast. So if you just head into the thick of the Great Forest, we'll hopefully arrive there.
Also, I've had my favorite armor sets. I've had many, honestly, throughout development, but I think one of my final favorite armor sets now is going to be the Bruce Vermilion set. It's just chef's kiss.
Yeah, I really, really love this one, specifically on Khajiits, because they get little metal ears and they look really nice.
The concept for this was also like excellent concept, fantastic 3D execution. It's just...
Yeah, this armor is probably an example of, like, start to finish, one of the best went to plan armor pieces in the game. Like, just is excellent all around.
Yeah, there's been a lot of cases with the project where we kind of like failed successfully into something usable, just because, you know, we're not, especially at the start of the project, we didn't know really what we were doing, and just seeing what works. As we got more and more comfortable and familiar with the tools and with how running let's say a makeshift game studio, because that's more or less what this is at this point, we actually got some really well planned out wins, of which this is one. Should I I'm walking towards Hackdirt now, is that correct? It's southeast-ish.
Yeah, it's just below Hackdirt. So if you go past Hackdirt there's a little sort of pond on the map. You should be able to see it. It's sort of in between Hackdirt and the pond.
Oh, I know where that is, yeah.
And actually, as we walk through the Great Forest, this is one of the locations now that is... I think there's still a few cells to go, a few claims, but it is ultimately pretty 100% nav meshed. I guess that's technically not 100% at all. It's about 80% nav meshed. But that's a really cool milestone to see, you know, the game just come to life once you start nav meshing an area, and you know, creatures are able to run around, enemies are able to attack you, and you can start actually figuring out how these areas are going to play now. It's a really nice milestone to reach.
I kind of wanted to avoid going through Hack Dirt because I didn't want to spoil it, but it also seemed a bit mean to just like walk past it and not actually give it a low highlight anyway. Because it is kind of an iconic, one of the more iconic locations in the original game. I'm gonna make this jump. Yeah, it should be fine.
Will the Share Goroth DLC be part of the remake? It will be a post-release DLC, so we aim to release the main game. There may be some small DLCs that are included in the main game, but don't expect that. It'll be a nice surprise if they are. But the official DLCs will be worked on after release, yes.
Also, I just want to quickly mention this, but shout out to Bethesda just because Bethesda has been fantastic to their modding community over the years. They're one of the few companies that let us do everything that you see on screen now, but a whole lot more that other projects and other singular modders are doing. So I just really would like to express my gratitude towards all the original developers and everyone who is running those games and the company behind the scenes now. Really appreciate their support on the Creation ModCon. Appreciate them interviewing us earlier this year, or was it last year? Making time to, you know, make us feel like we're accomplishing something.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, everyone that works on this project does it because they love Oblivion, they love Skyrim, they love Elder Scrolls, and that doesn't happen without Bethesda, so...
Yeah. The only reason we're here is, one, because we're madly in love with the franchise, but also because we're allowed to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And encouraged, I would even say. Serpent Hollow Cave.
That one wasn't on the list, but you know.
Oh, wait, which one were we supposed to do?
Redguard Valley Cave.
Oh,
I think
damn it.
It might be the one next to it.
Yeah, look, I was gonna say, like, the entrance, it doesn't look overgrown enough, but it looks kind of similar.
I think there's a bit delayed, but maybe if you pull up the map, you might be able to see where you are. But there should be one.
Oh, the lake, is it the small lake or the big lake that we're supposed to head towards?
The big one. So it's from where you are.
Yeah, okay.
It's actually directly just on your right a little bit, and it's the first cave marker that's there. You might want to turn off your quest as well to see it easier, might help.
Oh, yeah.
Push comes to shove, you can just TMM and then look on the map and fast travel there.
I don't want to cheat. I want people to think that we rehearsed this in practice. I went through all the locations on our list, and then streaming again for the first like half year it's a bit nerve-wracking as well for some reason. So I'm dropping the balls.
Yeah, you're doing a great.
All of them. I'm at the lake now. I don't see it. Is it on the other side?
You went past it. It's not on the lake.
Balls. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is it this one? Oh, okay. No, I see. I think I see which one.
I will link you a screenshot in case you can't find it.
Thanks, HUD.
Here, if you don't find it.
That's right, son. I got this. I see goblins. I think we're in the clear.
It is. In fact, the Goblin Cave, I believe. Well, it's either the Goblin Cave or possibly a Minotaur Cave. We'll see.
They're both fleeing, so the way they just scurry off into the distance. I got them both down to like relatively low health, and they were just like, nope.
Like, we don't have to deal with this today. We saw what happened at the Odell farm. We're good.
Yeah. Oh, I do remember walking through this. I had an issue with the ogres though last time, with them just
ogres, right?
Walking away.
Oh, they seem to be missing their club as well. But...
Yeah. It's one of those things, we just seem to keep breaking things along the way and then we have to fix them back up.
As is the cycle of development.
I mean, literally, we saw the shirt, right? The shirt of one of the brothers had an issue in the video. So we fixed it and now, for some reason, it turns the skin of the NPC black, partially on the upper arms and the neck. You know, it's just one of those great things where you fix one bug and you seemingly create another for free.
Yeah, this is a particularly cool location. Again, I don't believe it has any quest attached to it. I was going to say that, and then a quest popped up, but it wasn't this one. Okay.
No, it's
yeah,
but
it's a really cool, unique location that, if you go around the corner, you'll see a lovely, lovely throne.
This location is particularly well done. The cluttering is really good. The atmosphere is really, really nice. It's also the one thing I so dislike about Oblivion is that it had hundreds of dungeons, and most of those dungeons, they were like 5 cells long, and it was just one quarter after the other. You're walking through a dungeon for 30 minutes just to walk through another level for 30 minutes, another level for 30 minutes, and then at the end you had to basically crawl all the way back, because unlike in Skyrim, there was no easy way to go back to the start, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah. How long do we have left in the showcase, by the way? Do you know?
Well, I mean, we are the last one of today, so it was supposed to last an hour. We're already well, I think it's just been an hour if you count the actual gameplay. We can take as long as we like, really.
Will Skyblivion have a paper map or keep Skyrim style 3D map? So Skyblivion will launch with a paper map, that's the plan. We have a version of the paper map currently in development, but ultimately we need to wait for the entire overworld to be 100% finished.
I just handed Geese the finalized map, because the only area that's left on the map is more or less mine, but the main roads are already correct, so it's done, it's good to go.
Wow, so you're telling us, Kyle, we might see the paper map in the next dev diary?
No comment.
Silence.
Hey, from here on out, it's all okay?
Yeah.
Whatever happens.
Maybe it's worth heading to an alien ring. I'm in a cave, and we have an alien rune on the list, which is pretty close to where you are. It's actually just mostly right, but a little bottom right of that lake that you was near. It's called Tata.
Can you repeat that name, please?
No.
Bottom right of the lake, okay.
Yeah. Should be the only alien ruin in the area, so you shouldn't miss it.
Actually, you said bottom.
It's like, I mean, I don't know why I keep doing this. I'll just send you the screenshot again. You can see.
Because right, it kind of depends on your. Yeah.
Oh, true. I guess southeast. Yeah. Send it now. Right.
Spoiler alerts. Oh yeah. Okay, I see it. So about there-ish. All right.
When will the next dev diary be? Good question. Probably. We have a great ongoing 3-month video schedule at the moment, so maybe that will stay consistent. We'll see.
Yeah. Wow, we still have these duplicate MCs. I thought this was fixed. We got 2 Torballs. There should be like another duplicate here around the area.
Although they're just not wearing any shoes for reasons.
Yeah, that's I was thinking about that as well. I don't know what the reason for that would be.
Will the Goblin War be complete in Skyblivion? I actually don't know the answer to that.
I believe Scott was hoping to make it work, but it's one of those things, like, it would be really fun and really interesting if it worked. At the same time, there's a lot of more pressing stuff, so...
It'd be a nice surprise if it is, but again, probably don't expect it, but if it's there, great.
Right now with, for instance, quests going our way for the first time since the start of the project, our goal really is to just wrap everything up. There's a lot of stuff, you know, we talk about, we'd like to do, but right now we're focusing on what we need to do in order to get this into your hands as soon as possible.
Yeah. That's a good question, actually, that I don't know if I've ever heard the answer to. How did you find the narrator for your videos? He does an amazing job narrating your videos. How did you find
well,
that's a story you're allowed to tell.
It is a bit scandalous, I must say. No, it's he was one of the voice actors who helped out with Skywind, actually. Yeah, when it came to doing our developer diaries, that is a drop I will not survive. When it came to like the first developer diary, I was looking at people that I knew who could narrate such a video, and I had two people in mind. The first one is Daniel Hodge, who is just the best Wes Johnson impersonator ever. Like, he does an amazing
every Elder Scrolls impersonation.
He does all the characters.
Atmora, he just does everyone. He's really
I mean,
good.
those were both Wes Johnson, so it kind of makes sense that he can do it if he can do it with Wes. But
he does our Emperor as well. He does a great Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, but he was a bit too busy at the time to just narrate a 20-minute video. And then Ryan Cooper came to my mind.
Wow, you're saying he was second pick? Wow.
The best second pick ever.
Yeah. Just got a message from Scott, by the way. It says, Goblin Wars are nice to have, but tricky to do right. So there's your official answer from the Goblin War man.
The Goblin King. I think this might be... Oh, it's...
Could be... Yeah, it's the only one in the area. We had a question earlier saying, will it release on Steam? Very, very unlikely that it will release on Steam at release, but there is a possibility that Steam allows us to release maybe sometime in the future after the official release.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those end game goals for us to have the game out on Steam, similar to what Enderal did. But I'm sure that before we can even talk about that, Bethesda will want to have a closer look at what the project is, how it's how it's working, before they can make a decision on that. So yeah.
Oh wait, Umbra is working now.
No, so the problem is the skulls, like the.
Oh, the effect doesn't work on the sword currently.
Yeah, the effect works, just not on the sword itself, not on the hilt.
Gotcha.
Lovely low loading screen.
You know, I'll be completely transparent. I'm very surprised we went this far with 0 crashes and 0 infinite loading screens. Good job.
I'm honestly not.
Okay, what's up with your boyfriend?
up again. It's just easier to work with unpacked assets, I suppose.
Yeah. Else you have to BSA them every single time we have a merge, and it's not very realistic.
That is... Okay, the next... the next person I kill, I'm gonna... I'm just gonna do a little jump. And TF C1. Alright. So this is perfect.
Nice. This is our new double jump feature, guys. If you hold Umbra and jump twice, you'll do a soul jump.
Umbra is probably one of our coolest weapons in the game, but these little bulbs of lights, they're supposed to light up the indents of the swords. It's such a fantastically cool effect. But only today I noticed that they're not working in the first place. But now, literally during the stream, I see that they are working. They're just not positioned correctly for some reason. How we broke this, I don't know. It's one of those fantastic little miracles that hopefully we find out so we can avoid it. But yeah. That's just one of the joys of game development, I suppose. Oh my good lord.
The real thing you learn when developing a mod like this is nothing is ever working. Everything is up to break until we release. If you think something's working, give it a few months, it'll break again. We'll find a way.
Life will find a way.
Yeah.
I do really, I love Aelia runes so much more than the Dwemer runes in Skyrim.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Stop it.
I think something we've been able to achieve specifically as well in Skyblivion, which the Dwemer runes sort of had, but not to the extent that we tried to do with our Aelia runes, is we tried to integrate a lot of cave aspects to Aelia runes, so you're going in and out of sort of cave passageways with Aelia architecture and actual passageways with Aelia architecture, and it sort of mixes up and makes the dynamics of the levels a lot more interesting and fun to explore, and gives a lot more creativity for how you can use the kit rather than it being just snapped together in like corridors and room, corridor, room.
Where are you?
Where'd he go? Perfect.
How soon could we see some Arena and Imperial City updates? Wow, what a great question. Actually, hopefully we will have a entire Imperial City video being produced. I won't give an exact date or an exact time frame, but more towards the end of the year, start of next year is the current goal. And we have a lot of really, really cool things to show. We've been holding off a lot of showing anything to do with the Imperial City for particular reasons, to basically show them all off in one go and make you go, wow. But I'm really excited for when that comes around, because Imperial City is something to marvel at, let's just say that.
Also, you just saw the remade, recreated, reimagined Oblivion lockpicking, which I just like so much more than Skyrim's. It was really well done by Fallen.
Mm-hmm. And that is actually available on Nexus as well, if you do want to play with that.
Yeah, it's that is out. You can check it out.
Umbra, actually, you can.
Oh yeah, Umbra is released. Oh.
In many ways, the one that's released works better than the one that we have now, because it actually plays the effect.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Leaves reacting to the light very well there.
Where the fuck am I getting shot from? Anything else we should be?
Let's do one small thing, because it would be cool to just show some of the dynamic interiors, and it's a very small cave.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's called Haynote Cave, and it is very, very close to you. It's basically right above north of that Aelid ruin. It's the next cave on the map. It's a very, very small cave, but it's.
I think I know which one you're talking about, but if there's like one thing happening there that if I say it, it kind of spoils it. Yeah.
Possibly. Maybe going in first person so you don't accidentally see stuff around.
Yeah.
But yeah, if this is the right cave, which I believe it is, we'll just show you some of the cool little things that we like to add every now and again when it's convenient and easy to add. Which is some areas are not all just go in, kill things, nothing happens. Some of them have a little like dynamic things that can play out within them.
I'm surprised my computer hasn't crashed yet, because I've been getting so many blue screens recently.
Don't jinx it.
Well, yeah, sorry. Whoops. Yeah, I may have actually.
Oh dear.
Been getting real bad stutters. See, and it's okay. I'm just gonna ignore the imp. We're just gonna go for the cave. Just gonna run for cover.
Yeah. Just put the console as COC straight in there.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. I think this should be the right one.
Yeah, this is definitely the right one.
Maybe set game now good day.
Maybe what?
Set game out to like 12 or something, so it's not as dark and dim and poopy.
Oh.
Ah, glorious. Look at that lovely light. We do love skylights at Skyblivion.
Some people do, yes.
You'll have to narrate this because I'm a bit delayed.
Well, fun fact is that the skooma bottle is one of the first assets that was recreated for Skyblivion by Yogensia, if I say it correctly. She did most of our potions, actually. She also did our health potions. Another fun fact, I made the concept art for the 3 variations, like the 3 levels of potions. Like the cheap.
You drew them?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
the cheap middle one and fancy, and it was a really poor drawing, but it was good enough for her to get the idea. Yeah, and they turned out really well, and it's one of the coolest things because it's just one of those things we got right from the start, and this is like 2014, 2016.
Yeah, these look excellent. All the potions look absolutely stunning.
Yeah, unfortunately, she hasn't been on the project for a long time, but her efforts are appreciated, and their work is in the game forever. And hopefully they'll see this and at least take some pride into seeing their work being utilized still.
But as we loot the skooma, we find out that it's was a few people's stash, and they're not too happy about it.
Hello, who's there?
Oh no, they're not angry for some reason. Oh, there we go.
They had to take some time to analyze the dead rats and put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. They heard there's some commotion in there, but didn't really understand what was going on. They got short sight. But yeah, although small, this is just a cool little example of some nice little interactions that we are able to add into some of the dungeons. Some of them are a lot more intricate than others, but this is a really small and nice little one, quick one to do. And yeah, it just makes exploration fun and rewarding and
yeah.
worth.
Also, not to give the wrong idea, we've more or less exclusively showed off small dungeons today, but it's also due to time. You know, we can't spend an hour going through the bigger dungeons we have because it's just not as interesting as showing off the amazing world that we have. But they're there, and they rock. There's some really, really cool, interesting dungeons in the game right now that maybe some other time we will have time to explore.
Yeah, our dungeons are some of the things that, at least I personally am most proud of. They're basically the difference between Oblivion and Skyblivion, really, because they are, in my opinion, a lot more fun to.
Yeah, I mean, Oblivion is notoriously known for its bad dungeons. Like the dungeons were very copy paste, and it's a sign of the times. It's a game that came out 17 years ago. Am I saying that correctly?
Maybe.
But 2006, you do the math. 18 years ago, I did it.
I just injected the thought into your brain. It was all me, really.
Appreciate it. Let's say, like they did what they could with what they have. We've seen, some of us have seen the behind the scenes documentary where it's just like one guy doing 600 dungeons by himself. Having done a couple dungeons, it's yeah, I don't envy that dude.
Yeah.
That was not a fun time, but hey.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty good place to call it as we look upon the Imperial City, which we're not going to show yet. Sorry for blue balling everyone. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed ModCon this year, and there's still a day to go, obviously, so tomorrow, tune back in, and we hope you enjoyed this showcase and everything that we've posted up until this point.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Really appreciate it.
Well, that's day one of Creation ModCon 2024 done. A big thank you for all the projects that have shown us their wares today, and we can't wait to show you what we have in store for you tomorrow. So Scott, how do you think today went?
Today's showcases definitely deserve all the plaudits I can muster, and I can't wait for another brilliant batch of begatters and dazzling displays of dexterity tomorrow.
Well, I don't think you can say fairer than that. From all of us here at Creation ModCon 2024, thanks for joining us for day one, and we'll see you all again tomorrow.